Welcome and thanks for stopping by my channel. My name is John. For those of you who have not met me yet, I am a new retiree here in 2026. I retired September 26th from Morgan Stanley. That was in 2025. And I'm in my first year of retirement. And what we're going to go over is my budget for May. I just want to go through and show that to you, and we'll talk about some of the line items as well as some of the unexpected charges and how I see my budget going this year in 2026. So I will be right back with you, and my name is John. Thank you. Okay, everybody. So this is my basic spreadsheet. I have it set up just as if I was still working. One of the things about going in retirement is that W-2 income stops and then you have to replace it. And my choice of replacing it was with the IRA distributions. And I had looked at the 2024 budget as well as the final budget for 2025 in the long spreadsheet, and the magic number was about just shy of $20,000. So what I did was an IRA distribution, and this is the way it looks. Let me see if I can bring this up over here. So the first of May, I have a mortgage payment. That is $611.45. And that includes $100 towards the principal. And that is set up to automatically debit from the high yield savings. I've got 355.95. That's from the homeowners um, association dues. And as you can see, we have Netflix down here. That's that line item there. They just went up $1 to 8.99. They usually give me a notice. I don't remember a notice, but it's just shy. It's about 976 per month for the mortgage and the Netflix. Now, if we take a look over here in the middle of the month, this is how I used to get paid when I was at the firm. We're going to take a look at the utilities. That is at $48.26. Now, I just finished watching Buzz, and I only use about $7.75 in cubic inches of gas, by like about 6 cubic inches per month. And I'm going to go ahead and see if I can unblock this. Now, what happened during the winter is that the costs went down. So in the winter, this is going to be, if we take a look at that, that's going to be January. I was at 64.53. In February, it got a little cold here, and 81.19. I think it was January 21st. We had a ice storm down here in Georgia, and then we had 83.46 and 53.97. And this is what it's going to be for the next 6 months. I won't get back up to a higher amount until December. So I'm real happy about that. Here, if we take a look at the utility electric, you got a, it's due on the 30th. It has a 7-day grace. The gas doesn't. If you don't pay it on time, it just sets you a late fee. And that's on a budget plan. So I pay it's actually $58. I just rounded it off to 60. And that is going to pay down the electricity from the winter because I use a lot of space heaters and just heat the rooms up that I'm in. $70, that is going to be the Xfinity cable. I got that down from 90 to 85 and then to 70, and that's on a 5-year deal. I may call them back and see if they can do any better. The cell phone, I use 3 gigs of data, and I just connect the Wi-Fi everywhere. That's 37.38, and that is with Xfinity as well. And that's due on the 30th. So what I do is I've got these bills spread apart so I can stagger them if need be. When the bills are paid, I put a slash through them when they're debited from the accounts so I know they're done. And then over here, we've got a Visa payment here $69.99. That was for the Microsoft Office license. That'll be written off as a business expense because I do operate a couple things as a sole proprietor. I have UMA, I have accident and cancer, uh, critical illness. It's a cancer policy, stroke, 5968. Anything happens to me, it pays out a certain amount. I have the paperwork with me. And I took it with me when I went out of the country in April. I called them and said, hey, anything happens, just have the doctor fill that out. And then we've got a transfer of to Sundrus on the bank account of $5. Now this is what I'm looking at. This 350.31 in the middle of the month. That's important because I got plans for that, and then we'll talk about that in the next one. Now, I've got all these other areas blacked off, so let's go ahead and put that back. And I want to cover something with you. And these are the unexpected charges that happen in retirement. Just go over that. All right, there we go. So everything in red here are unexpected charges. So let's go back to January, take a quick look. So we've got some medical bill that came over from 2025, and I went ahead and paid that. The Surfshark is my new VPN, and that is a fee that I paid for 2 years of VPN protection, which I use on my mobile phone, as well as when I was traveling to hide my machine from being, seen on the different networks over in Asia and Europe. I used to have NordVPN, and my service, they just said, we're not going to have that offered to you. But NordVPN was running about $69 a year. And the Surfshark, I went through Noel Phillips Link. He does a lot of aviation travel. And I believe I have that for 2 years. So that's in red. And so if we look, my budget was for $10,000 or 1600 per month. And we went a little over in January. Now, if we come over to February, we've got this charge right here is going to come up every year. This is the tag renewal um, for my Honda, the 2012 Honda. So that popped up there, and I had to pay that. And if we take a look at the rest of that month of February, we are 1651, which is close to the 1600 budget. But when we move into March, this should be March right here. We have up here under the mortgage, every year they do an escrow analysis. And if the escrow is slightly short or if they see increases in like the homeowner's insurance, they'll try and plot it out. Now, I don't want my mortgage spiraling out of control. So what I did, I shored that up. And this expense right here, I'll probably get this every year. And so 109.78, and my mortgage went from 605 to 611. Here is the auto insurance for 6 months. I have comprehensive. Unfortunately, I'm not like Buzz where I can get that reduced, but that was already baked in to the budget. Here I have over here, this is the Spirit Airline. I had a credit card with Spirit Airlines. They give you some points, and this is the fee, the annual fee to be a member of the Super Savers. So they're no longer in business, and I can't recover that. But this credit card will come off. I went ahead and canceled it because it was the only one that had an annual fee. So we went ahead and paid 69.95. Spirit treated me very well. I was happy with them. There's a new airline that may take over called Air Fly Breeze. Um, so we went a little over here at 2044. And when we went in April, it was a little bit cheaper. It looks very similar to this. And that came to 1789. So as you can see, these are all the unexpected. Now, what's going to happen is as I go into the summer, the energy costs are going to be reduced. The gas in May, I spent about $55 on my Honda. I'm no longer able to fill up the 10 1.5 gallon tank with 30 bucks anymore. Um, $35 on my last fill up the other day got me 3/4 of a tank because of increase. And that just comes out of my discretionary spending from my side hustles and things like that. Um, I did transfer $100 from that account, but going forward with my plans is this $360 right here, I'm going to be coming out of my own pocket. I'm going to stop withdrawing from the high yield savings, and I'm trying to build up a surplus. But I'll talk a little bit more about that going forward. So as you can see, I'm doing quite well. 1326 70 on estimated $1,600 monthly budget. And again, I was gone all the month of April. I think I had like 2,000 cubic, no, I had kilowatts of electricity. So I didn't use any electricity. And this is where the budget is for me right now. And this is the amount that comes out of the high yield savings. So for the $20,000, the first 10,000, we're going to use that up in the month of June. And then from there, that will be exhausted. And then everything will come out of the high yield savings, the next 10,000. But what we're going to try and do is use part-time income and side hustles and not draw this 360, because I did take a very expensive vacation. So I got it out of my system. And there's some events going on that I'll talk about in another video here in Atlanta where I'll be working. So this is my budget and it's working very well. It looks like I will have a surplus. The groceries, I dropped the groceries because my income's so low. And you as a senior citizen, if you check with your senior citizen services, maybe you qualify for a pantry. The pantry, I'll go get in line at 9 o'clock here on this Saturday, and I'll get some groceries for this month. And they do have milk, eggs, a lot of vegetables, fruits, frozen meat. So if you're a senior citizen, check with your local senior services and see if you can qualify for pantry services. And then that grocery bill, I do pick up a few items, but it comes out of discretionary income. And we're going to be looking pretty good. So this is it on my presentation here on my expenses. Come back in next month, as well as subscribe to the channel, because what I'm going to do is put together a graphical presentation on my budget, the withdrawal strategy, and the taxes, so I could pay as little taxes and qualify for all this stuff as a senior citizen at the age of 64. Okay. My name is John, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like, and I'll see you on the next one.